In 1979, Bob Hall, a California-based journalist turned product planner for Mazda, had a vision. The vision became a reality in 1989 at the Chicago Auto Show. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Mazda Miata. We have our Project Miata in our shop, and after a long debate with our team, we're replacing suspension parts. As you can see, we have all our suspension pieces out, but they're not all suspension pieces. We have wheel bearings, we have inner and outer tie rods. This thing's 36 years old. Since we're doing a restoration, we're replacing all of it. I'm going to tell you 4 things to do while doing the restoration. 1, you need patience. 2, take your time. 3, baggies. 4, a marker. Why these 2? You take a bolt off, put it in the bag, mark where it goes, a lifesaver. As you can see, your Mazda Miata has wishbone suspension, front and rear, which is awesome for the track and even better for the street. We got a lot of 36-year-old parts here. A lot of ripped boots, rust, crusty, cracked bushings. You ready? I'm ready. Let's do this. We just removed our braking system. Now we're going to remove this knuckle. Couple of pins, one on the top and one on the bottom. Grab my pickle fork, separate the 2. Now down to our bottom nut. For as rusty as those bolts were, they came right out. I'll take that all day long. See how bad that lower ball joint boot is? That's why we're replacing it. Now we can remove our knuckle. Right here, I'm removing the sway bar link from the lower control arm, which has the old style mount. I'll tell you about the new style mount a little later. Now we can remove our lower strut bolt. Now let's tackle removing the lower control arm. The lower control arm bolts are adjustable. Make sure you mark them. I already did. Now we can just tap it with a hammer. Let's get this top sway bar link bolt out of the way. As you can see here, I'm removing the 2 bolts that hold the sway bar to the body. It's just an extra step, but you have to do it because you can't get that long bolt out for the upper control arm. All that for that. Does it have to be that long? Now you can just pull down on the top control arm, slide it out, throw it off to the side. Let's get that strut out of there. This is one of the parts I love. Old parts that are all worn out, nice shiny parts. Ball joints with boots ripped, no good. Springs, they lost their compression, no good. Bushings, cracked, no good. This thing's gonna ride just like it did back in 1990 when this thing was born. Now that we have all our suspension removed, this is a perfect time to either detail the inner fender well, clean it up like I did here. Maybe you want to paint it white like the rest of the car. Or you can take some black rubberized undercoat. I did a little panel. And rubberized undercoat the inside here to protect it from all the rust and debris. We want to know what you think, so drop a comment below. All right, we got our brand new strut. We have our brand new spring in our spring machine. Let's build this thing. Slide the strut up through, install our brand new cap. Put on our nut. And tighten it down. Do you remember when I talked to you about the baggies and the magic marker? This is when it comes in handy. First thing we're going to do is we're going to install our strut. On the top of the strut, you have 2 nuts. They're in the bag. They're marked. Let's get started. We're going to slide our strut up through our strut mounts. Install our 2 nuts. Tighten them down. Torque both. You always want to install your top strut bolts first. It's just going to help you with the install. Now we're going to install our upper control arm. Got a hole in it. Slide it up through the strut. Swing it around. Install your extra long bolt. Your extra long bolt comes with a washer. You need to remove that washer before you install your bolt, and I'm going to show you why. When you slide your bolt in through, if you had the washer on it, it would hit your AC lines. Slide your bolt in, install your washer halfway through, install it into your control arm. Once your bolt's all the way in, install your big washer on the other side. Install your small washer. Then install your nut. Finger tight for now. We have our old lower control arm and our new lower control arm, so before you install it, take note, this is your old style, comes with a 2 bracket. The new style comes with a single. They do not make this style control arm anymore. Slide your new sway bar link down, install your nut and your bolt, just like you did here, and you're done. Now we can install our lower control arm. Line up your holes, take your eccentric bolts, slide them through. Eccentric washers on the other end. This is the time when the lining up those marks comes in handy. And your nuts. Give her a love tap with the rubber mallet. Tighten them both. But keep it loose. Lower strut bolt is next. Love those bags. Install your lower strut bolt. Give it a little love tap. Install your washer and your nut. Keep it loose. Let's get our knuckle onto our ball joints. Remove both of our nuts. Slide our knuckle over. Install on the bottom first, then on our top. Tighten them both down. And both of these you can torque down now. Bottom one gets the cotter pin. Make sure you peen it over. Now we're going to get our vehicle at ride height with our bottle jack, and then we can tighten our lower and upper control arms. The reason why I'm putting that bottle jack underneath and getting the car up to ride height is because everything is now loose from it being on the lift. So you don't want to tighten everything down there because you have bushings and sleeves. So when you do bring the vehicle down and put it on tires and get it on ride height, everything's going to be so pushed down and stretched. You want to get that nice level, then tighten it. That way it gives you that adjustment. I don't know why I'm doing this. I feel like a bird. What am I doing? Like I mentioned earlier in the video, you only have one bracket on this lower control arm. Slide your bolt through, install your nut. Same thing for the top. Remove your jack. Now that we get all of our suspension back in, before we put our rotor on, we're going to replace this wheel bearing. There's a cap on the wheel bearing. You can use a special tool like this. Put it on the end, push together, pry it out. Once you remove your cover, you see this is peened over. You want to push that back up, away from the threads, and remove that nut. Once you remove your nut, slide your bearing off. Clean your area. Dab it with a small amount of grease. Take your new bearing, slide it on. Install your nut, tighten it down. Now you can torque it. Peen it back down. Like that. Take your cap, rubber mallet. Good to go. Now that our suspension is all together, we're ready to install our brakes and our rotor. We want to hear from you. Do we do stock, OEM, or do we do a cross-drilled and slotted rotor? Do we paint our calipers black to match the rest? Do we paint our calipers red? Drop a comment below. Before we install our wheel, just like I said in the beginning of our video, we're going to do our inner and outer tie rods. They're there. We have the parts. It's only going to make this thing handle way better than what it does. So let's get into it. All right, we've got our outer tie rod off our knuckle. Let's count the revolutions to remove the outer tie rod and make sure you remember that number. Your number might vary from mine, so don't go by my number. 1, 2, 3, 18, 18 and a half. Once we get our tie rod off, remove our nut. Now we can remove our clamp for our bellows boot. There's your old inner tie rod. Get rid of it. And let's install our new inner tie rod. I wonder where they came up with the name tie rod. It's not a tie. It's a rod, but it's not a tie. All right, let's tighten that up. Gonna remove our nut. Now you want to bend down these tabs that somebody did not bend down the last time they were in here. And what that does is it locks down your inner tie rod. We're just going to use ties to hold our bellows boot in place. Don't forget to cut the excess off. And if you remember the turns, 18.5. Tighten down our jam nut. Install our outer tie rod into our knuckle. Tighten down our outer tie rod nut. And the last thing, snug up your jam nut. Well, we're done. Out with the old, in with the new. This thing's gonna handle great. Two things: make sure you get your vehicle aligned, and the second one is, don't put your tools away. You still got to do the other side. Let's go. We are done with both sides. Let's take a look at the difference between then and now. Off to the alignment shop.